Brexit has sparked bitter divisions between British and EU diplomats, and when leading members of the Conservative Party's Eurosceptic wing called for the bloc to hand back the party's former central London office, Brussels was having none of it. The UK is racing towards a self-imposed deadline to construct a post-Brexit trade agreement with the EU, its single biggest market for exports, by the end of 2020. Failure to reach an agreement could subject UK companies to steep new tariffs, threaten their supply chains and make their products and services more expensive. The UK has until June 30 to ask for an extension to the deadline, but Prime Minister Boris Johnson has consistently said he does not want to do this. However, talks between the two sides are not going well. Michel Barnier, the EU's chief Brexit negotiator, said last week that he was not optimistic about reaching a deal with the UK, adding that the EU will step up preparations for the year to end without new terms of trade in place. On the other hand, his British counterpart, David Frost, said in a letter to Mr Barnier on Tuesday that the EU was offering a relatively low-quality trade agreement. As tensions are set to rise and the clock ticks down, unearthed reports reveal how 3 years ago, Tory Eurosceptics wanted the bloc to hand back the party's former central London office. According to a 2017 report by the Financial Times, the red brick Neo-Georgian building formed the backdrop to 3 of Margaret Thatcher's Election Day celebrations as Conservative's central office, until the party was forced to sell it in 2007 to raise funds. To the dismay of Brexiteers, it was bought by the EU, renamed Europe House and adorned with the bloc's blue flag as well as the Union Jack. Jacob Rees-Mogg said the building was an emblem of the European empire in its heyday. He told the publication, "I think it would be a wonderful gesture if Juncker got to keep the stocks of Chateau Lafite in the EU's shared wine cellar and in return the EU gave us back 32 Smith Square. It's an iconic building in the history of the Conservative Party, as the home for Margaret Thatcher's great election victories."